Welcome! I'm Pauline Swailes and I'm here to give my persuasive speech for my communications class. I like to get manicures and pedicures. One day I was sitting on the couch with my granddaughter and we were watching American Idol. Well, one day Paula Abdul came in with a great big bandage around her finger and it wrapped all the way up on her hand. And of course everybody was wondering what was going on. You know, she'd hold her hand up and she'd hold her hand up. Finally, one of the other judges said, "Paula, what's going on with your hand?" And she then said she had a manicure problem. Well, as the weeks went on, we watched the second and the third and the fourth show, she still had this bandage around her finger and it was wrapped around her hand. So I decided to call my doctor, Dr. Rose Warhank, Genesis Health Group in DeWitt, Iowa, and ask her if there was a problem getting manicures and pedicures. And she said, "No, Pauline, don't worry about it." She said, "Just go to a reputable salon and you'll be fine." When I decided to do this speech, I decided to look that subject up. And what I found out is there are some real serious ramifications for getting a manicure and pedicure in some salons. We have to consider safety issues, and Dr. Oz, from the website Dr. Oz's Fans, presented a show on May 11th, 2011, and he discussed this subject. He had an expert doctor there, Dr. Amy Weber, who had done a lot of research on this, and she was explaining, this is what really got me, was that if a person goes into the bathroom, doesn't wipe themselves properly, and they come out with feces underneath their fingernails, and the manicurist works with fingernails, and then she doesn't clean her instruments properly, and she goes to the next person, she's passing E. coli from one person to another, and that can cause a horrible infection in the fingers. And it can cause you to lose your fingernails. Another thing that she discovered was that if you have nicks on your legs, if you shave your legs before you go to a salon, and you put your feet in that foot bath, well, you can get all kinds of infections in those nicks. Salmonella, E. coli, any other kind of bacteria that might be lurking. One of the things Dr. Oz did was he took his team out to check these foot baths. And his team discovered that most of the people were not washing their tubs properly with disinfectant. So here we are, sitting with tubs with all kinds of bacteria in it. Also, the other thing that they brought out in that show was that foot razors are illegal in almost every state in the United States. So if they come to use foot razors on you, don't use them. They cause infections. According to the website skincarehelp.com, another thing that they brought out is if your immune system is down, you can get infection from just very little things. California had a salon that was, people were putting their feet in, and they closed the salon down because women were developing boils all over their legs. Another website, Nail Care, said that we should check our surroundings, make sure that they're sanitary, that any reputable salon will have right next to their door a salmonella and health report. And what should we do about this? Well, according to Azim at azimmark.com, she said, learn to do your pedicures and manicures at home. But if you can't, check out the sanitation report. If you need to, buy a $1 foot liner for the tub. Don't put your feet into the tubs without it. And if you see that the people are rushed, walk out. Recap, please be very, very careful. Don't go into a disreputable salon. And if you can, learn to do your manicures and pedicures at home. Thank you.